Alrighty, guys, so we are now looking at our second clue for what's to come for the future of Mortal Kombat 11. So we got clue number 1, and a lot of people thought it was Reptile and Ermac or Rain or some of those characters. I didn't think it was any of those characters. I actually think that it's something else. I think it could be something entirely different. It could be the theme of the next expansion, the next title update that we're going to be doing. Or that we should be expecting. At least that's what I'm expecting. But we're going to be talking about clue number 2. Now, I am recording this on a Monday. So this happened on Saturday. I was on vacation. Of course, I told you guys that I wasn't able to make a video on it because I was away from home. But now I'm home. And now we can talk about clue number 2. And so since Saturday, we got a lot of clarifications as to what Ed Boon was talking about. He never flat out said what it was, but we got a thank you so much, Robbie Star, for following. I appreciate it. But we got a lot of we can expect some things from basically 2 things from this. I don't know if that makes sense, but here, let's talk about it. All right. So Ed Boon says in this tweet, second clue is this movie trailer, but I can tell you it's not Freddy Krueger. Hashtag Mortal Kombat 11, hashtag actual clue, hashtag number, excuse me, not hashtag number 2. Number 2. Thick, big, oh my god. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. And what a lot of people thought, what I thought was that since there were people floating in, well, not what I thought, but first things that people thought was that this was referring to Ermac. Because in this trailer, I don't think I want to play the trailer because of copyright reasons, but in the trailer, you guys can check for yourselves. In the trailer, there is people floating, and people think, oh, okay, Ermac floats, so that means that it's going to be Ermac. But Ed Boon, I think in another reply somewhere, he said that it was not Ermac. Now, he says it can tell you this is not Ash. Deconfirmed. A lot of people thought that we were deconfirming. He was deconfirming Ash. Like, Ash is not going to be in the game. Gaming, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. But I think what he's talking about is that this hint is not talking about Ash. I don't think he's actually saying that Ash is not in the game. I think he's saying this hint is not talking about Ash. All right, here it is. So he said, how are you connecting this to Ermac? And then I think he clarified, oh, okay, I see the girl being levitated. I see, but it's not the clue. All right, so there we go. It's not Ermac. So that we got that out of the way. Now, what I thought was that in the trailer, there is a quote that says, do you believe in the boogeyman? And everybody well, not everybody, but horror fans like myself know that Michael Myers is famously referred to as the boogeyman. That's like one of his names in the movies. Like, it's either the Shape, Michael, or Michael Myers, or the boogeyman. Those are the 3 names that he has in the Halloween movies. And guess what? My heart was a little bit broken because a little bit later he did tweet out, I'm dancing because it ain't me. Now, so many people were saying, okay, it's not Michael Myers. Like, Michael Myers is not, well, yeah, it's not Michael Myers, but a lot of people went a little bit further and said, well, that means Michael Myers is not going to be in the game entirely. And I'm saying, well, that doesn't mean I actually got salty, because I was for sure thinking that the hint was Michael Myers, but it wasn't. But a lot of people have been going a little bit overboard saying that he's not going to be in the game entirely. Guys, he's talking about this clue. He's not saying that Michael Myers isn't in the game. He's just talking about this isn't the clue that's referring to Michael Myers. I actually do think we're still getting Michael Myers in the game. I actually still think we're going to get him in the game, but this clue just wasn't it, and that's fine. So the only real things that we have left is that he says that it's related to the title, and there's really only 2 things left here, guys. There's only really 2 things left here that you can interpret from this, or interpret from the other clue that he was saying. In Nightmare, Wes Craven, or Elm Street. Excuse me, 3 things: Nightmare, Elm Street, or Wes Craven. Because technically Wes Craven is in the title of the YouTube video, but what I actually think Ed Boon was talking about was that it's related to the title of the movie. So it has to do with Nightmare on Elm Street, because a lot of people have been thinking that, okay, Wes Craven is in the title, Wes Craven also created Scream, So does that mean we're getting Ghostface? I actually think maybe that's possible. I actually think that's maybe possible. That maybe because Wes Craven is in the title of the YouTube video that he linked, then maybe he's actually trying to refer to Ghostface. I wouldn't mind Ghostface. I mean, like, I already made a tweet about this. I wouldn't even mind if Michael Myers didn't make it into the game. I still think we're going to get him. But I wouldn't mind if he wasn't in the game because I already have 4 out of 5 of my favorite characters. And I don't really have much to lose. So if Michael Myers doesn't make it in, oh well. I mean, I'll be disappointed, but oh well. And if Ghostface is the alternative, then actually, that'd be okay. That'd be okay. I mean, hey, I like Ghostface. So that'd be okay. Like, Ghostface is the in and out. Michael Myers is like the 5 guys. Michael Myers is 5 guys. Ghostface is in and out. If I'm going to get in and out instead of 5 guys, all right, not as good as 5 guys, but I'll take in and out. Only California people and the people on the West Coast in the United States will probably understand what that feels like. But anyways, I actually still don't think that he's referring to Wes Craven. I mean, yeah, he's referring to Wes Craven, and he's making the Ghostface connection with Wes Craven that's in the YouTube title. I actually think he's actually referring to the Nightmare on Elm Street title. The only 2 words that we can get out of this is Nightmare and Elm. Now, remember what I said in the first clue. I think the first clue isn't really referring to any other character. Thank you, Young, for following. I appreciate it. Remember, in the first clue, I said that I don't think it's referring to any other character. I think it's referring to literally anything. I think it's actually referring to, like, I don't know. It could just, again, it could be like the title. It could be related to the title of the next title update that we get, akin to Aftermath. It could be like a stage. It could be a new announcer or something. It could be anything, but I don't think it's a character. Because remember, Ed Boon did say, did use the same lyrics, "Look up to the skies and see," as a clue for something that was coming in Mortal Kombat X, and it ended up being Quan Chi. So nobody thinks Quan Chi is going to come back in MK11. So if he was using that lyric to refer to Quan Chi, and the connection was that he comes down from above in his X-ray, if that's the connection, that lyric can literally mean anything. If it's not Quan Chi, because we all know it's not Quan Chi, it can refer to literally anything. So I think that clue number 2 is actually another one of those scenarios where it's not referring to anything, or it's not referring to a character, excuse me. It could either be Nightmare or Elm. Again, Nightmare, Chaos, maybe Havoc. Maybe Nightmare is the title that we're going to be getting for the next title update for Mortal Kombat 11. Because remember, I said that maybe we can get another story expansion. Thank you so much, Fat Cat, for following. I appreciate it. I remember I said that maybe the next title update could be focused on a what-if story mode that follows the Shang Tsung ending from Aftermath. It's not canon, but it's just a fun what-if story mode, and it follows that because I still think that the Liu Kang ending is canon. I think we all think that. So maybe the next title update will be something related to the word Nightmare. Who knows? Or Nightmare related to Chaos. I don't know. We'll have to see. But remember, guys, does anybody remember Elm? You guys know what elms are, right? Elms are basic elms. They're trees. Trees. You guys remember that we got? Remember in the files of the game when we first got the game released? Remember there was a Living Forest crypt expansion that we were supposed to be getting, or a Living Forest section in the crypt? And we all know that it's not in the crypt. So we've kind of been waiting to see what came from that. Are we getting a crypt expansion? And this is what he's hinting at? The next thing to come in Mortal Kombat 11, or one of the things that are coming next in Mortal Kombat 11, is a crypt expansion. And guess what? Living Forest. There's trees in the Living Forest. Elms. There's elms in the Living Forest, if you want to say that. Maybe it's the Living Forest, guys. I actually think maybe the connection here is that he's referring that we're going to be getting the next crypt expansion. We're getting the Living Forest in either as a stage or as the crypt expansion. It'd be awesome if it was a stage or if it was both. But a crypt expansion, because remember, guys, I think everyone remembers that there was the Living Forest in the files in the crypt. Excuse me, that makes no sense. In the crypt, there's supposed to be a living forest section, and it was found in the files. We don't have that yet, but because we don't have that yet, maybe it's an expansion that they were working on, and now they're ready to release it. So, because the trees with faces are elms. Yeah, I mean, look, it could be both. It could be both. But, you know, elms, they're basically trees. Elms and the trees in the living forest. Maybe you could say the living forest is a street, and, you know, there's a tree street. So, the living forest. Maybe that's it. Because remember, Ed Boon is a master troll. I don't think anybody could have guessed that. I don't think anybody at first glance would guess that he's hinting at the living forest with Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't think anybody would have guessed that. Now, I didn't guess it. I was talking to my friend Razor on Discord just literally minutes before I started the stream, and he made that connection. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even think about that. So shout outs to him if he's watching this video. But yeah, maybe it's the living forest, guys. Maybe it's the living forest. I don't know, guys. You guys can let me know in the chat. You guys can let me know in the comments if you're watching this on playback or as the edited version on YouTube. But yeah, I don't think he's referring to a character, and I don't think he's hinting at anything like he's hinting at any individual person. So yeah, I think this might be the living forest, akin to what I was thinking about for the first clue, that it could be anything but a character. But yeah, so what do you guys think? What do you guys think?